Somewhere on this planet, there are places that no human should ever go near. Places that seem like they're not part of this world, or like gateways to the other world. Some have been abandoned for centuries. Some are filled with deadly creatures, and some are capable of killing you as soon as you step inside. Some say these places hold secrets that should never be revealed, and others believe they're cursed forever. In this video, we'll take you to 7 of the most dangerous places on Earth, and the last one could end your life instantly as soon as you enter it. Get ready, because you're about to see something you've never seen before. Snake Island, located in Brazil. Imagine an entire island, without humans, without other animals, only thousands of poisonous snakes. The island of Ilha de Queimada Grande in Brazil is one of the most dangerous places in the world, to the point that the Brazilian government prohibits anyone from approaching it. On this island lives a rare snake known as the golden-headed viper, which is one of the most poisonous snakes on Earth. Its bite dissolves flesh, causing severe internal bleeding that leads to death within a few hours. It is said that the last person who tried to stay there for several days was a fisherman, and when the rescue team returned to look for him, they found only torn remains of him in his hut. The strange thing is that this island was not always inhabited by snakes, but it is believed that ancient pirates used it as a hideout for their treasures and planted snakes there to protect their spoils. Now, the entire island has become a kingdom of deadly reptiles. Lake Natron, located in Tanzania. This lake may look like a painting with its red and orange colors, but don't let its beautiful appearance fool you. Lake Natron is not just an ordinary lake, it is one of the most toxic places on Earth. Imagine approaching the water, touching its surface, and suddenly you feel something strange. Your skin is burning, your limbs are cramping, and your eyes start to burn. The secret lies in the high acidity levels in the water of this lake, which makes it deadly to any living creature that approaches it. Even the birds that try to drink from it become petrified in place, turning into terrifying natural sculptures. Scientists say that anyone who falls into this lake could turn into a living statue. And the biggest mystery: how did some aquatic creatures manage to survive in this place? Do they have a secret that we don't know yet? Death Valley. This time in the United States, it's a place that doesn't spare anyone, a place that lives up to its name. Death Valley in California is one of the harshest places on Earth, where temperatures can reach 56.7 degrees Celsius, which is hot enough to cook meat in the open. If you get stranded there without water, you're dead for sure. But the deadly heat isn't the strangest thing about this place. There's a mysterious secret that scientists haven't been able to explain yet: rocks that move on their own. Imagine waking up in the morning to find a huge rock that has crawled dozens of meters, leaving a long trail behind it, without anyone touching it. Some say it's strange magnetic forces, and others believe that there are hidden forces that control this place. Poveglia Island. There in Italy, there are places that are not deadly because of nature, but because of their dark past. Poveglia Island, or as some call it, the Cursed Island, is one of the most terrifying places in the world. In the 14th century, the plague swept through Italy, and the officials had no choice but to isolate the patients on this island, where they were left to die slowly. It is said that more than 160,000 people were buried there, and the land of the island became saturated with the ashes of the dead. But it didn't end there. In the 20th century, a mental hospital was built on the island, where doctors performed horrific experiments on patients before one of them was said to have lost his mind and thrown himself from the top of the hospital tower so that his body disappeared forever. Today, the island is closed, and those who approach it hear mysterious screams coming from nowhere. Sinabung Volcano, located in Indonesia. There are places where humans should not live near, but in Indonesia, thousands live under the shadow of a sleeping monster. Sinabung Volcano is one of the most dangerous active volcanoes on Earth. It has erupted several times, destroying everything around it. When it erupts, it releases a deadly cloud of burning ash that moves at 700 kilometers per hour, and its temperature reaches 1,000 degrees Celsius. Nothing can survive this hell, but despite that, there are those who risk living near it, ignoring the fact that the volcano can erupt at any moment without warning. Death Zone. On Mount Everest. If you think danger only exists in forests and volcanoes, think again. At an altitude of more than 8,000 meters above sea level, there is an area known as the Death Zone, where humans cannot survive for more than a few hours. The air there contains only 30% of the normal oxygen, making even the strongest climbers feel like they are slowly dying. The strangest thing? The bodies do not decompose there, but remain as they are for decades, covered in ice, to serve as a warning to anyone who dares to climb. Hell's Gate, Turkmenistan. There are places on this planet that make you feel like you're standing on the edge of another world. Places surrounded by secrets and fear. But what if I told you that there is a place known as Hell's Gate, where the earth itself has been on fire for over 50 years, and it has not been extinguished yet? In the heart of the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan, there is a giant crater burning with fire, said to be the entrance to hell itself. Travelers who approach it at night feel as if they are standing in front of a portal that has opened to another world. Unbearable heat, mysterious sounds echoing between the flames, and strange shadows moving as if they were beings watching you from inside the hole. But how did these fires start? Was it the wrath of nature, or something else? The official story says that in 1971, Soviet geologists were drilling for natural gas in this area when the Earth suddenly collapsed, forming a giant crater. Unfortunately, huge amounts of toxic gas began to leak from it, posing a great danger to life in the area. In a desperate attempt to stop this leak, scientists decided to set fire to the hole, expecting it to burn completely in just a few days. But what they did not expect was that the hole never went out. Weeks passed, then months, then decades, and the fire was still burning without stopping. But here begins the most terrifying part. No one knows when this fire will go out, or if it will go out at all. Scientists have not been able to determine the exact source of the gas that feeds it, and there are theories that say that what is happening in this hole is not just a gas leak, but something much deeper than that. Explorers who have visited it have spoken of strange things, incomprehensible whispers coming from inside the hole, sounds resembling human groans, and circles of smoke suddenly forming as if creatures were emerging from underground. Some say it's just an illusion caused by the heat of the place. But what if it's not? There is an old legend among the Bedouin tribes in the area, which says that this hole was not the result of human error, but rather it existed for centuries, but it was covered with sand until scientists discovered it. The legend tells that this hole is an ancient prison for evil spirits that were trapped underground, and when humans tried to intervene, they accidentally opened the gate. The question that remains unanswered to this day: what is burning under this hole? And why have the fires not been extinguished despite more than half a century? Are we really facing a scientific phenomenon? Or are there other forces at play here? After seeing all this, would you dare to approach the gates of hell? Do you think these phenomena are just scientific coincidences, or is there something else behind them? Tell us your opinion in the comments.